whatever. But the idea is to make story videos and then have people hooked in with the story, right? And use that as my platform for my music. And then from there, if that makes enough money, it can fund other projects, pay for more instruments, whatever. And then if you get a crew together once in a while, you can play it live and get paid live. And if you don't get paid live, you can film it and make money off it the other way. So what I'm saying, I guess, what that guy was getting at is like if the big bands are making 300 to 500 night average for like a, and the really big bands from the 90s are only making 500 to 800 average. That's not looking good for you, other than the local bar that's willing to pay a few $100 a night for the entire band. So yes, there's lots. You have to kick a lot of rocks, turn over a lot of rocks. You have to talk to every bar owner. You got to talk to other musicians who tell you which bars to stay with. Yeah, that guy says he'll pay that, but I only made this much. I'm only going to pay you this much. You get that. There's a lot of ways to get scammed yourself, right? And the idea is, to have fun at it first. That's the rule number one, is have fun. If music isn't fun, then do something else. For me, music is a lot of fun, right? So I think, with the stuff I got coming up, hopefully this summer, will I get all my projects done? Probably not, but if I can get like 1% of them done, that's still a lot of projects, trust me. At some point, I don't know if it'll be this year or next year, but bush drummer, depending on how good I get with the drums, where I'm going to take them outside in the bush and just play and record it. Just because it'll be the bush drummer series. Maybe I'll do 10 videos like that and see what happens with that. Maybe people will like it. Maybe they won't. The acoustic guitar stuff. If you have a cell phone and an acoustic guitar and you can sing, you just have to find a place where you can do it. That's it. And this year I'm going to try to, because I usually do stuff, from the, the kitchen there, because that's kind of the best sounding room in the place. But I find it doesn't draw the eye in. You know what I mean? Like the songs are not drawing the people. And even when I was like, I did really good on that song. You know what I mean? So I need to go someplace where it's like, where it looks like, oh wow, there's something going on here. You know what I mean? And the aesthetics is going to be a bit of a thing for you to kind of grasp. You got to get people to click on the video if you want to get the ad revenue, right? So you say, well, you're doing it just for the money. No, it's not just for the money. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to make videos. I was making videos before there was AdSense. You know what I mean? It's really cool to be able to share that, right? But if you want to be able to do it full time, you have to be able to fund your project. And you can't fund your project when nobody wants to pay, right? But if, the cost of admission is, a little ad before your video, most people are willing to pay that, you know what I mean? And then if you could do that and then you get a song that goes hyper viral, what song was I listening to? There's a whole bunch of songs. Anyway, it had 220 million views on it. It was an older song, but I'm like 220 million views. Okay, even at 1 cent a piece per view. If you were to, even a 1/10 of a cent a piece, that's a good return on investment. And while you're sleeping, it's making you money. You know what I mean? So that's another way to make money because, like I say, the music industry, unfortunately, isn't what it used to be. And not only that, I mean, there's out of 8 billion people on the planet, if you added every instrument, there's about 2 billion people that play musical instruments. Now, you're not competing directly with every person. And that's the whole thing a lot of people don't understand is, as a musician, who are you really competing with? That's a video in itself. But you're not competing with as many people as you think, because the thing you have to understand is a person might listen to more than one band. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, if that's the best band, they're not going to listen to me. No, I mean, it's not how it works, right? But anyway, hopefully, it gives you some ideas of how to kind of finance your projects. Because this whole get-rich-quick stuff, you see all kinds of videos, the e-marketing and all that stuff. And it never really works for the average person. It never really does. and to be discouraged by, oh, okay, I'm never going to make it as big on a big stage or whatever. It doesn't work like that. You could be your first gig could be on a 150-foot stage. You don't know where it's going to be, right? My first gig was on the back of a flatbed truck, tow truck. I wouldn't change that for the world. It was awesome. We didn't play very well, but we had fun. But the point I'm making is that if the pros are struggling to make ends meet as musicians, I mean, if you're getting paid 200, 300 a night and you work, 3-4 nights a week, you're doing not too bad. You know what I mean? You can be working a minimum wage job you hate or getting paid minimum wage, so to speak, for doing something you love. I'd rather be getting minimum wage for something I love. You know what I mean? Because then it's still work, but it's like, it's something you love to do, right? So there was a lot of good advice that guy gave, and everything like that. And, a good eye-opener, because a lot of people are thinking, wow, as soon as I make it big, when I walk on the stage, it's 15 grand a night that I'll be making. There's very few people that are doing that now, unless they're really, really, really well promoted and really, really, really big. Like I say, the times have changed, right? So you see these big stages, but these stages are basically the promoters are making the money. Like they're the ones that are making these big stages and all the effects and stuff like say like a band like Rammstein. I'm sure those guys make a lot of money in one night. And they got this incredible stage show and all that. But most of that money, that even if they're making like a couple of grand each night themselves or whatever, that stage show probably costs like $1 million to put on. You know what I mean? All in insurances and everything like that, paying the venue and everything. You know what I mean? So you got to look at it like it's bigger money and you just get less of it. So you have to find a place where you can keep it more consistent. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that because I think I've gone on too long. But yeah, I like doing these long format videos anyway. I know some people don't, but 5-minute videos just don't cut the topic, and I'm sure there's so much more I could say about this, but I'll leave it at about that for now, and then maybe in the future we'll address it again. But anyway, there you go. Hopefully there's some good ideas for you there. Have yourselves a good day.